Hello everyone, it's time for a garden update. I haven't done one, gosh, it's probably been about 10 days or something like that. So I've had a lot of good harvests since then. And it's been a fantastic year with the exception of the cucumbers. I was a little disappointed in them. But everything's doing good still. It's, how it's supposed to be. The tomatoes are going to start to decline some, and some of them will just, I'll pull them up when it's time. But here's my house plants, and they're looking pretty good. These are all babies from this one plant over here, these spider plants. And here's my volunteer here. Looks like it needs some water to me. Let's see. I don't think it's had enough water. Anyway, it's just going to grow so many, it looks like, and it's kind of droopy at the top. But, it's a volunteer, so if I get anything, that'll be fine. Here's some others. I didn't notice them here. Can't see them very good. They're doing okay. I hadn't really given it any special attention. It's sharing a pot, so it's only getting so much. Look at that Christmas cactus. My goodness. That thing is looking good. And this succulent here looks real good. It's a little dark in there. Well, I've got my sunglasses on too, so I guess it makes it look darker. This one's doing really good. And this one. And then that's the mother of all these. And this is doing real well. And the bamboo looks good. It's got a little bit of new growth. I think it needed some water too, so glad I gave it some. Like I said, from the bottom up, the tomato plants will start turning brown. However, I got a lot of new growth up here at the top. You can see new ones really all over the tops. So there'll be more tomatoes. These have been fantastic. For the most part, I think next year I'm going to use the same varieties I had, with the exception of maybe the ones that I had to buy from Evergreen. Well, I didn't really have to, but I had some plants die out here. It was a little too cold for them when they were little, so I had to have enough to replace them. But there's still, quite a few. Let's see if I can step in here. It's my little pathway to where I turn my hose on. So there's some. They're really, like I said, they're all over the top. So even though the branches are dying, but the plant itself isn't dying yet. Just the branches, I'll probably pull some of them off, but they're still growing, ones on top. See over there. I don't know if you can see those good. And then, through here, all this has some too. So, it looks like, they're not doing much until you start looking around, and you can find them just by pushing everything aside. See, lots more. And they're trying to grow all the way up this wall here. So there's going to be more. They're on this one. There's little babies right there. The peppers have done real well. There's more tomatoes under there. This one's starting to get a few more on it. I got a couple off of it just earlier. No, I got one off this and one yellow one I gave to my mom. But there's plenty more on there. This one's trying to grow some more. You can see them right there. There's one behind it there. I can't get back there too good. This one I've got about 4 off of recently. And I think those back there have a few on them too. These jalapenos are awesome. That's not the biggest ones. Some of them are really big. They'd be perfect for making stuffed, what do you call them? Stuffed jalapenos, jalapeno poppers. And then I've got tons of banana peppers. I've already harvested a bunch of them. They're everywhere. And here, I think there's one of my yellow ones left over here. Let me see if I can show you. There's the yellow bell peppers. And I just got done, like I said, giving one to Mom. And they're real good too. I wish they hadn't have got my seeds mixed up with the little red ones I've been showing you. There's some more of them back there. They're not red yet. Those there, they're actually pretty good. They're real sweet, but they're kind of a pain because they're so small to cut up and stuff. But I wish they had had the ones that was supposed to be in there, and I'd have more bell peppers than I do. It's hard to see back there. Something eating on that one pepper or something happened to it. But there's a few more down under there. I can't really get too good while I'm holding the camera. And the banana peppers will start to turn a little reddish. They're still just as good that way as they are when they're yellow. Some more jalapenos. Okay, this is done for here pretty much. I may as well pull it up. I mean, I've got some on them. They're not fantastic what's left. They really won't probably get any bigger, but that's fine. I got probably 30 or 35 off of it. I got some you'll see in my short or on morning coffee break the other day, where I got a couple of some carrots. I checked them to see how they were doing, and some of them are pretty big. I had a rabbit getting here twice this morning. I chased it off one time. You can see where it's been. It's eating this lettuce, but this lettuce is past its prime. This would be bitter. That's got seed. This would be bitter like that. But yeah, it got in here twice, and it jumped through there the same way it looked like it got in. I haven't had a chance to do any repair on it yet. But if it just eats this lettuce, that's fine, but I'm afraid it'll start on my carrots or the green beans. If it chews them at the bottom, it'll kill, anything above that's connected to that one. I just got done earlier harvesting green beans. I got enough for a big pot of them again. That's the third. Well, I gave Mom one. That's about the fourth batch, I think, and it really isn't slowing down. It's still growing. These are always sticking out. I just push them back in. They'll stick to them. It's growing more blooms, and there's still some small ones in here that I didn't pick. I really think there'll be enough for another, and that'll be really good. Like 5 or so. That'd be really good to get that much. The eggplants are doing great. I think there's one decent one. I got 3. Here's one. I got 3 for Mom, and we got one in there. We're gonna put in the crock pot with some other, like those carrots I got, and the green beans that I harvested, and some smoked sausage and stuff. So we're gonna dice up one of the eggplants and put it in there. And there's plenty more. Let me tell you, these are really good. I did buy these because mine were eaten up by that groundhog. All but one of them. Only one. Some of them got killed when it got cold that time, but this is one I grew from seed. This one here. And it was eaten down. About half of this was gone, and it all grew back. Since I put this pie pan, I hadn't had any trouble with the groundhog. I can't believe that rabbit was in there twice. But I chased it off both times. I don't know if doesn't seem scared of me. But they're all over, the eggplants. You just lift up, you see them. It's kind of hard to see them until you lift stuff up. These radishes aren't getting a whole lot of light. I just had them extra, those seeds, and I put them in there. I don't know if these will do any good. The others are doing better. Look at these carrots. Nice straight row. And they are doing great. I gave a couple to Mom just because I wanted to see what size they were. I'd like them to get a little bit bigger, but they're actually edible right now. We may just get a few at a time. But they are doing real good. Okay, and these are getting a little bit of shade from the okra, the radishes. I don't like this grass growing up there. They're doing a little bit better than those over there. These will definitely grow radishes. But one tip, you know, if you're going to grow radishes, don't let them just grow straight up, because they'll try to grow the radish on top of the soil, and it ends up being about the size of a pencil. It won't be round. So what you do, since these are kind of small, I can show it easier. I just take on both sides of it and go like this. We call it hilling them up, is what the term we've been using. Hilling them up. But you just push the dirt up around them. The ones you can't put your hand over, you just do it like that on each side. I really probably need to remove a few of these okra leaves to give it some more light. It won't hurt the okra at all. So I'm pushing it up around there. I did this the other day, but they've grown some since then. Just keep doing that if you want nice, round, big radishes. Look at that grass growing in there. Well, you know, it used to be grass underneath this, and you put down cardboard and then put the soil over it, and that cardboard will eventually, you know, just rot. Okay, I've got it all pushed up around there now. And then some of the grass grows back through. So I just pull it up when I see it. The okra is doing great. Texas Hill Country red okra, I believe it's called. You can see some of them growing there. These will get really big. I don't let them get real big before I pick them, because they'll get hard. Like, there's one down there. They'll be all over these, and if they're like, these look very healthy. Something's been eating on a few of the leaves. I'll have to look and see if I can find any indication if they're all over them, or I might have to spray these leaves eventually. If I keep getting more of those holes, I'll have to. You know, these have the little flea things on them, but I think I've got them all pretty much killed. I don't see them right now. Here's one, little black. See that right there? See it crawling around? Those will turn every one of these leaves into Swiss cheese. There, go away. But I did spray them when I noticed you still see holes in them. It would be horrible. I probably need to spray again. You can look under the leaves, they'll be under there. But they will, I mean, you can't, your plant can't do as good with holes all through its leaves. It's not going to properly get enough, you know, what do you call it, photosynthesis and stuff. If I see, I try to just spray them where I see them. I don't just douse everything with it. But it saved these. I mean, they're looking great. But it looks like they're making a comeback, those little flea things. I think they call them sand fleas or something. I just know they look like a flea. But they're not like a regular flea in the sense of like a cat or dog would get. So those are doing great now. And some of these over here in the pots, if the tomatoes have kind of had it. I need to get a drink of water. Just about done. I want to show you my flowers out there, my wildflowers. The ones at the rock didn't do as good. The only things came up that grow every year. I put a bunch of seed out there and I put dirt over them, but I think everything just grew up over it and they never did germinate right. I got a little volunteer succulent of some kind down here. It's doing pretty good. Yeah, this is jalapenos. Here, this is the horehound. It does have kind of a smell to it. There's eggplant. There's one. You can see it back there. There's still a few tomatoes on this one. This one's about had it. It's got some trying to grow. And that one's got some. Here's some jalapenos, green pepper. It's not getting enough light, I don't think. And that's banana peppers, which I just picked. It's still got one hanging down there. Okay. That little zucchini is still trying to live. If I'd have put it in a bigger pot, it probably would have done better. I don't know if I still could do that, maybe. Put it in that other one. But that other one died. I don't know if it got some squash bugs or what, but it just started wilting and died. And it had plenty of water. I had more blooms the other day, but you know, they come and go. There'll be more. They're beautiful. This is going to be nice right here. You know, some of these are just still growing, you know, but there's not some nice colors. This is pretty. It's not one to focus real good on that. There was a lot of these. Joy ran over them a little bit the other day, but you know, it's hard to get around this stuff with that rod mower when we mowed. And the grass is already growing because it's rained so much. But they're looking, everything's looking good. There'll be plenty more flowers out here. So, yeah, the yard was really thick. All this rain has really got it growing. And that bank was taller than usual too. So we're gonna have to mow it a little earlier this time if it keeps on raining about every day. It'll rain and have a storm, and then it'll be, there's that family of crows, and then it'll be nice. Pretty much been every day almost. So I hadn't had to water, that's good. And the rainwater is what's made everything do so well. So anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this garden update, and I hope my tips are helpful to you. And you know, you just learn. You know, I learned I'm not going to use the same cucumbers, or I need to research reasons they died so quick. You know, and different things. They didn't really flourish. They were at first, and then they just, you know, started turning brown. And then I planted those others over there, and they're just turning brown, and they're only, I should have showed them. I guess I can't. And they didn't do well either. I don't know if it's been so hot, and you know, you start them from seed in there. Maybe I should have started the plants indoors, but it's been so hot. I don't know if that's it. What happened, but they're not doing well. Some of them are still alive. Here, let me turn it around. You see how they're burnt up? I mean, there's a few. There's one that's still alive. This one's still alive, and that one. But it wouldn't take much to kill them. And you know, they've had plenty of water. I put some blood meal on there. I hope the blood meal wasn't the reason, but it was doing that before I put it on, so I don't think that was it. But I'm gonna look for a real hardy, disease-resistant cucumber for next year. One is called, I think I was told, Party Time or something like that. So I'm gonna, you know, do some research, and I may have to do something to the soil. It may be something to do with that. Sorry, thought I had the camera further away. But I appreciate everybody watching. If you like this garden update, please press the like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. I thought I was going to get some geese on here. I was going to do a short of them, and they got by me before I could get it ready. They were off in the distance anyway, but you could tell what they were, and you could hear them. So anyway, have a great day, everybody, and God bless.